to the 2006.
It's 11.
11.
I've got
Yep.
So I'm going to start with my welcome, and if people come in, they'll come in, right? But
Let's see. Allegiance. Honorary diplomas. So you and Stripko are going to be downstairs doing the honorary diplomas, right? And Lynn is reading the names. Where's Lynn? We have to find Lynn first, because she's reading all those names. Where did she go? Where's Lynn?
good morning. If everyone would please have a seat. We're going to have just some brief comments before we enjoy the brunch and then get into the awards ceremony portion. But welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Patrick Widholm, the head of school, and it is certainly my privilege and my pleasure to kick off this wonderful celebration. We will be recognizing individuals today, but as we move toward Tuesday, I think it's so important to recognize that this class is amazing. And if you don't believe me, ask your mom. So class of 2018, congratulations. As a group, I want you to recognize that each of you has climbed Mount Franklin. And it has been a treacherous climb at times. It has been a climb that has had the support of family and friends and teachers, keeping you strung up and moving forward in the right direction. But for the next few days, you're at the summit. You're there. So enjoy it. Enjoy the view. Enjoy the experience. Take it all in, because this is what it's about. So welcome, congratulations. I do want to announce that we are live streaming this. Not that any of you need to pull out your cell phones and watch it on live stream, but it will be archived, and you can go to bfhsla.org/live. So the event, the comments, everything that occurs today is being broadcast through the internet, but it's also archived there. And I appreciate Max Lapushin setting that up for us. It's a helpful tool for us to have. I do want to mention, as I talk about this class, there are 193 of you. 33 were recognized by the National Merit Corporation. 114 of you seniors took 332 AP exams in 19 different courses. That's not senior burnout to me, that is senior achievement. We have a Moorhead Kane Scholar, a Park Scholar, 3 Posse Scholars, 6 Presidential Scholar nominees, a Quest Bridge Scholar, and a Student of the Year for District 7. We have an A-plus athlete and the All-State Sugar Bowl athlete. We have a SWE Next Global Innovator Award winner. We have a senior who made his feature film with our alumnus, Wendell Pierce, from the class of '81. 5 of you had perfect ACT scores, and 1 of you had a perfect ACT and SAT score. So this is a great group of people. And I think it's important for us to take, and especially for the seniors, to take a minute to tell you, thank you, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, aunts, uncles. So thank you to the parents and the families who've helped make this day possible as well. Thank you, parents, families. There are a few people that I'd like to recognize, including members of the the governing board of Ben Franklin High School. We're delighted that Mr. Les Alexander is with us. There's Mr. Alexander, Dr. John Nicklow, Stephen Tyler is over here. Wayne Collier, I saw Wayne earlier, also the president of the Alumni Association, and Charmaine Hussein, who's also president of the Parents Association. So thank you for your service to the school and being here today. We're also honored that the Orleans Parish School Board member who represents Ben Franklin High School is with us, Miss Sarah Houston. Sarah, thank you for joining us. The school is what it is when you engage these brilliant young minds with an outstanding faculty. And the faculty has our deep appreciation and our respect. Many of them are sitting over here. They've promised they're not going to misbehave. I've asked the faculty, and I would ask the faculty now, any faculty members, current or past, if they would stand so that we can show them our appreciation. We will also be recognizing special awards, and with us, I've not seen Dr. Gabala. Did you? Great. Dr. Gabala will be presenting an award of a former science faculty member. Thank you so much for maintaining this as part of your life and your commitment, Dr. Gabala. Also, Rowena Christensen is here today and is endowing the scholarship in memory of her son, Siegfried Christensen, class of 1972. Ms. Christensen. Susanna Tyler is endowing an award in memory of her son, Wyatt Tyler, the class of 2013. We have several of our student leaders who are not only part of today's ceremony, but have been part of the school's success all year. I would like to recognize our student council officers. President is Calder Altman. Stand up. Max Lehman, Vice President. Max. Rachel Carney. Where is Rachel? There's Rachel. Oh. Derek Graham, the treasurer. And I don't believe she's here, but want to thank Dr. Kathy Hightower for her work as the sponsor. So thank you, guys. Joining me on the platform, I'm delighted and honored to have, he's sitting at my left hand, but he's really the right hand of so many of the things that happen at the school, Mr. John Paraka, the coordinator of student activities. Later, we'll hear from Ms. Tiffany Lewis, who was selected by the senior class to deliver the faculty address. Ms. Lewis. The senior class sponsors are Mr. Scott McGee and Mr. Greg Swanson. I'd like to acknowledge Mr. David Ferris, who's the academic assistant principal. Thank you, David. To my right is my wonderful wife and partner in life's adventures, Betsy Whitholm. And Lynn, you're supposed to be up here. Miss Lynn Jenkins is our director of admissions. Christy, where are you? She's outside. Christy Reed, of course, is working the front lines outside. Christy and Mr. Paraka do so much to organize this lovely event, to organize graduation, and so I would like us to thank them for their time, for their effort, and their great vision for how these kind of events work. Christy and John. We'll be hearing from students. Raven Ankar is about to come up and lead us in our national anthem. Chelsea Deidelswag and the musicians will be leading us in that. We also have Mr. Lacoste and the seniors of his orchestra. So they're getting one last chance to perform for us, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you. And then we'll hear from Marisa Francis and Rebecca Travis as they address this class. And finally, we have a special group with us today. They're seated over here. These are Franklin graduates. Today, we're going to recognize them with an honorary diploma. They were part of Franklin in 2005 when Katrina hit and evacuated and were not able to return when Franklin reopened. So today we're going to give them, excuse me, an honorary degree. And I appreciate the class of 2018 sharing their experience with the class of 2006. And we're delighted to have you all here today. And now please stand and join me in welcoming Raven Anquar to recite the pledge and lead us in our national anthem. Flags over here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the
Just start speaking.
Okay. Hello, my name is Rachel Carney, and I'm the class of 2018 secretary. And it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. John Baraka, our student activities and alumni coordinator, to present the honorary diplomas to the class of 2006.
Good morning. Honor, service, justice, and wisdom. The Franklin motto is still embedded in the hearts and minds of the class of 2006 honorees who are here with us today. In August 2005, like every senior class before them, and since they entered Franklin, we're looking forward to their Senior Spirit Week, homecoming dance, this baccalaureate brunch, the prom, graduation, but then Hurricane Katrina changed all that. Of the 206 members of the senior class, 70 were unable to return and complete their studies at Franklin. I have to say personally that I remember teaching many of you freshman year. I was talking to a few of you, and you seem to still remember me, although I don't think I'm very outgoing. And it broke my heart when some of you contacted me to say you couldn't come back to Franklin. Well, today we're changing all that. As we celebrate our 60th anniversary, this year our theme has been inspiration. Well, your class inspired us to find a way to honor you with a special Franklin diploma. The diploma reads, "This Benjamin Franklin Honorary High School Diploma certifies that you were a student in good standing on August 29, 2005, when the city of New Orleans was devastated by Hurricane Katrina and subsequently flooded. In recognition of successful engagement in the school's rigorous curriculum until the resulting evacuation and displacement did not allow for a return to New Orleans in order to complete high school studies, the faculty and administration do hereby award this honorary diploma as an endorsement of the qualities and qualifications necessary to be a graduate of Benjamin Franklin High School, given with appreciation and pride in each member of the class of 2006 on this 20th day of May. Before you each are called forward to receive your diploma, I ask that the members of the class of 2006 who are with us today, please stand at your table. As I walked around, I mentioned to some of you I'm alumni relations now too, besides student activities. So we want you to know that you are a member of the Franklin family. So we are also inducting you into the Franklin Alumni Association. You have a copy of the alumni oath. It was put at the table. So find it, raise your hand, and repeat after me. We, members of the class of 2006, do accept membership in the Benjamin Franklin High School Alumni Association. We pledge to uphold the core values of Franklin, honor, service, justice, and wisdom. We support the mission of the Benjamin Franklin Alumni Association, which is to foster a robust, connected, and involved alumni community in order to preserve and promote the scholastic excellence, traditions, and identity of Benjamin Franklin High School. Above all, we pledge to always promote the values of inquisitive thinking and community service that are the core of the Franklin community. Welcome, Falcons. Please be seated. Now I ask Dr. Pat Whittam, he's up here, and our head of school, and I want the 2018 class officers, come on up. And Mr. Ferris and I were talking, so Mr. Ferris and I were around in 2006, and many of you know him too. So he is our assistant academic principal, and so he's going to help give out these diplomas and alumni certificates. But Ms. Jenkins is going to be reading this. So Calder Altman, Max Lehman, Rachel Carney, and Derek Graham are here now. And Ms. Lynn Jenkins, Franklin's Director of Admissions, will call your name. And as you're called, please come up, and we ask that you stand in this area. Don't go back to your seat yet.
Oh, it's right here. Wrong binder. Gloria Abbey, Thomas Ahern, Aisha Bethley, Amani Brown, Hannah Chauvin, China Davis, Eric DeHart, Christina Ducre, Elijah Fidel, Michael Finkelstein, Carla Gordon, Jacob Guth, Jonathan Guthrie, Aisha Hardin, Devon Jarrett, Manu Kamat, Bethany Kachaturian, Erica Langhoff, Dominique Lego, Catalenti Lesher, Kelvin McClellan, Adam Paggart, Casey Sexton, Brittany Singleton, Geneva Spooner, Daniel Wagasback, Michael Watson, has anybody else checked in? Is that it? Okay. I didn't know if anybody else came.
Okay, where are the students that are taking pictures from the yearbook? So let's get all these people together, maybe a couple of rows, okay, if you'll space yourselves in front of the podium. Okay? The future Franklin student also.
Move in more. Is that good? Oh, good. Congratulations. Where's Michael? Congratulations, and as Alumni Relations Coordinator at Franklin, I hope to see you back on campus soon. I would now like to ask Michael Finkelstein from the class of 2006 to come up and make a few remarks. There was an article in the Advocate this morning on the Metro. His picture was there, and a few people were interviewed, so he has some remarks.
All right, class of 2006, we did it. We even took that nice oath. Surprise, Mom and Dad, I'm speaking at my high school graduation. To the Ben Franklin class of 2018, thanks for letting us crash your party for just a few minutes. I promise my remarks are brief and they are long overdue. I'd like to first thank Christy Reed, John Paraka, Natalie Reinert, Dr. Whithelm, and everyone else at Ben Franklin who put together this recognition and helps mend these hurt relationships that is so well deserved today. "12 years ago, you couldn't have convinced me that I would ever be giving any kind of commencement address to this talented Ben Franklin class of 2006. But then again, it's not every day that you see a group of lawyers, doctors, teachers, social workers, artists, musicians, business professionals, and yes, even a Ben Franklin administrator or two finally graduate with their high school diplomas. Over the last 12 years, some of us have stayed in the local region, and others have gone on to establish themselves across the country and around the world. Yet we've all carried with us the same diligence that was instilled in us from our time at Franklin and our many sleepless nights doing homework, cramming for Mr. Hess's history tests, and building those pesky contraptions for Dr. Nierenberg's physics class. Y'all know what I'm talking about. While the journey that still lays ahead for us remains uncertain, our class has already begun to lay the groundwork for establishing successful careers, building families of our own, and committing to impactful leadership within our communities. But we cannot move forward without recognizing where we've been. In addition to losing our senior year at Franklin, we lost many things in 2005 and the years since, including our fellow classmate, Peter Rusty Anderson, who would surely have been with us here today for this recognition. Many of us were unable to return home in the aftermath of the devastating storm. We lost houses, pets, my favorite Bud's broiler near campus, and the ability to spend time with our friends from whom we were separated and were scattered across the country. But instead of focusing on the things that were lost, I'd like to take this chance to recognize the things we've found. I, for one, found a career as an attorney, which I'm proud to say I'm doing here in my hometown of New Orleans. In preparing remarks for today, I recalled the wisdom that our teacher, Ms. Melendreras, imparted to our class in thinking that the storm could not wash away the things we knew and the people we were yet to become. The tide could not break our resilient city, which has since been breathed new life and found its spirit yet again. And the floodwaters could not deprive our class of its chance to join the proud ranks as alumni of Ben Franklin. So to the classes of 2006 and 2018, I wish you all the most sincere congratulations and Ag Snowclap.
Hi, I'm Max Lemon. I'm the Vice President of the class of 2018, and I'm very happy to introduce our next speaker, who will be Becca Travis. I've had many classes with Becca, and I know that she is one of the smartest and most dedicated students at our school. So that being said, I welcome Becca to the podium.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, faculty and staff, friends and family, the class of 2018. It is my honor to address you today. Class of 2018. Since our first day at Franklin, our teachers have promised us that they have prepared us for the future. Today, I would like to share 3 ways I believe Franklin has kept its promise. 1. Franklin taught us how to color inside the lines. Today's freshmen will never know the intense 90 minutes where Mr. Paraka sat scrutinizing your coloring ability in the map book, telling us we were brilliant and artistic, while still giving us an F on our coloring homework. Now, whether we remember the names of the capitals or mountain ranges really isn't important. What is important is that by learning how to color, we were actually learning how to analyze our world. For many of us, freshman geography class was our first experience of looking beyond just the headlines to gain a deeper perspective on the cause and effect relationships among people and cultures. This skill translated beyond the classroom. Our class has worked to improve both our immediate and worldwide communities by actively leading and engaging in service initiatives and political activism. Just within the walls of Franklin alone, the World Religions Club has promoted their mission of ending religious prejudice with their annual t-shirt sales. The Society of Women Engineers has increased advocacy for younger women in science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM, by organizing annual STEM events. And our student council officers consistently worked with the Black Culture Club to host race relation panels and forums. These are just a few examples of the work we have done to make a change in the world. And all the while, Franklin has helped increase our ability to make these changes by giving us the knowledge and skills necessary to create effective actions. Our class has seen students accepted into prestigious programs at Harvard, MIT, Yale, Columbia, and Johns Hopkins, just to name a few. We will cover the globe, whether staying local at Tulane and LSU, or going off to universities in France and the Netherlands. We will study everything from engineering and medical sciences to business and the arts. However, I believe that no matter where we're headed next, our Franklin experience will continue to remind us to think globally and make an impact. 2. Franklin taught us how to invent the light bulb. In the classic words of Thomas Edison, "I didn't fail, I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work." In that sense, we didn't lose Spirit Day. We were just the class that found 4 ways it didn't work. All jokes aside, how we view failure is powerful. Though Franklin's retention rate kept us on our toes, it also forced us to make a decision. Would we succumb to the pressure of a 7-point grade scale, or would we rise above and continually work on improving ourselves to ensure we were meeting necessary deadlines and scores? Franklin taught me how to view failure as a learning tool through the robotics team. My freshman year, it was me and 6 senior boys attempting to build a 6-foot-tall robot in a 10 by 20-foot storage closet with a very limited budget in 6 weeks. There was no team leadership, no resources, and most devastating to me, no drive to make the team better. Needless to say, we got to the competition, and our robot absolutely failed. After the seniors graduated, I was given a choice. I could walk away, completely turn my back on the team, and it would all be over. Or I could take a risk and rebuild the team under new vision and new leadership. As no risk comes without the possibility of failure, we spent the next 3 years failing, learning, failing again, learning again, and then finally succeeding to build the program. Working with mentors and teammates, we spent hours asking, what went wrong? What went well? How do we fix our issues? How do we build this team? As with our robot, the team underwent constant changes, but instead of seeing each iteration as a failure, this time we saw it as a learning tool and began to grow together. This year, our team is 34 members strong, We have earned multiple titles, started outreach programs advocating for STEM and K-12 education, and built a robot that ranked 5th out of 60 teams at not 1, but 2 competitions, making this season the best in team history. This would not have been possible without 2 things. First, the strength to see failure just as a stepping stone, and second, the support of those around me. I did not rebuild the team alone, just as we did not make it here to our graduation week alone. It was with the patience, strength, and support of parents, siblings, mentors, and the great faculty and staff of Ben Franklin that allowed us to fail, to learn, and to lead, that we stand here today ready to step into the future. On behalf of the class of 2018, thank you for your unending support. Finally, 3, Franklin taught us how to be falcons. As birds of prey, falcons have exceptional vision that allows them to track objects over a mile away. Franklin has taught us how to form our visions, how to hone in on our goals and ideas, and how to bring these ideas to life with dangerous accuracy. Wellness days, Asian Pacific showcases, the MAO and robotics tournaments, the political activism events, and everything in between. We led those. From the initial brainstorm to the final product, we were the ones that had the vision and the courage to follow through. Due to adaptations protecting their inner organs, falcons are able to form their bodies into a bullet shape as they dive towards the earth at a speed of nearly 200 miles per hour, making them especially deadly and the fastest animal on the planet. Franklin has taught us how to adapt to its constantly changing political environment full of diversity of culture and thought, teaching us to understand each other and work together. Our ability to appreciate differences allows us to serve others and create incredible change, not only at our school, but into the community and beyond. Falcons are solitary birds. You will never find a flock of falcons. Yet a single falcon radiates the strength and freedom of its independence. Class of 2018, I challenge you to spread your wings, to adapt to your new environment, and to stand with the strength and courage of a falcon. As you soar out of Ben Franklin with your new adventures and destinations, never forget the things you learned along the way. Think globally, learn from failure, and remember that no matter where you go, you will always be a falcon. Thank you.
Only you would know about the falcon speed. Awesome, very nice. Okay, now we're eating. Have a nice brunch for about 30 minutes.